Physics. I feel like physics is hard. A lot of the work I'm doing now, especially when it comes to Gaussian plots and physics and view Gaussians, it's much more related to physics than it was before when I was focusing on stuff that are more multi-agentic in nature. Um, and it's weird because I'm not that familiar with physics beyond like high school and college level, introductionary college level stuff. So I often find myself in a position where it's like, oh, how much of physics, and that sounds very broad, but how much of physics do I actually have to know to get the work I need to do? So like let's say I'm reading a paper about fire and like using particles or whatever fire and representing that in some way in computer graphics. There's a lot of physics equations, a lot of physics terms that are brought up, and I find myself actually spending a bulk of my time learning about those physics terms and sometimes learning about the equations. Like I remember there was one paper I was reading where I spent like 3 hours just going through all the equations and trying to get like some intuitive understanding, not fully understanding the full math, but just getting a proper way to understand them, maybe even derive some of them. But then at the same time, a lot of these physics equations have known implementations. Um, so it's not like I'm reinventing the wheel. Like I haven't really seen a situation where it's like, oh, I have to then take a known implementation and vastly change it. So I really ask myself, like, how useful is this? Is this like just like more so for my satisfaction of feeling like I'm learning, or is this actually worthwhile to my work? I still don't know. I do think that if I could talk if anyone wants to do like a similar thing, I would highly recommend doing physics. Even now, I'm thinking about doing an upper level course or a second concentration in physics. So I think much more of my work going into the future is going to be physics related, especially when it comes to world models and just AI in general. I think we're seeing that AI has really gotten a good hand on the digital world. So what's beyond the digital world, the physical world. So I think much more AI work beyond just Gaussian splats, world models, all that is going to be going to the physical world. And to go into the physical world, you do have to have some understanding of physics. I think people who have a computer science and physics background are really going to be more valuable to just to that work in general. So hopefully someone who's going on the same path does that. But yeah, I still don't know. I still don't know the answer. I think it's nice because I feel like, oh, dang, okay, I learned something after reading this paper, like for sure. But then also at the same time, I'm not actively engaging with these formulas. I'm not like doing practice problems every day. It's really much more of like, oh, okay, on a paper by paper basis, I maybe like look into a couple formulas. I do think understanding the terminology is good and useful because it just makes conversations within myself and others much easier to handle the core of the work or the problem. Like when it comes to fire, there's a lot of fire terms I was looking over. I go, dang, okay, that makes sense. So now, since my work is now very thermodynamics and fire related, I should probably know those terms. So we can like, okay, instead of just using broad terminology, we can pinpoint where exactly we need to implement or what's not working. But I do think it's an interesting relationship. So hopefully, as time goes on, either I know what to do exactly. Not maybe it's not like go through every formula. Maybe I just get a really good intuitive understanding of the physics behind the work I'm doing, such that I just become comfortable and it's easier to acquire the knowledge necessary. Who knows though? Besides that, I have nothing else to say. So have a great day.